All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. This brother Obadiah from New Wine Congregation, and I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And it's gonna be a quick little Lord will I can start doing these every Saturday on the Sabbath day, going into the law, because I noticed that was a custom that a lot of our forefathers did on the Sabbath day. They would get into the law, and we already have law calls on Tuesday, like an hour, brother Nashan getting into the law. So this not gonna be like a long class getting into the law, because we already have those going on Tuesday. But I am gonna touch on some things in the law. Like I'm gonna start off with the 10 Commandments. I'm gonna get number 1 today, and then the next Sabbath day, Lord willing, I get the second commandment. So I'm gonna be breaking down the 10 Commandments, and then after I'm done with that, I'm just through the Spirit of the Lord, I'm gonna choose something in the law just to touch on. So these gonna be like short video, not gonna be really long videos, but I am gonna touch on the law and get into the law a little bit. Because when you read Acts 15 and 21, it says, For Moses of old time hath in every city them that preached him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day. So this is in the book of Acts. Excuse me, y'all, kind of got a little cold. But this is in the book of Acts. This is a New Testament. And they still coming out of the book of Moses. Because when it says, For Moses of old time has in every city them that preached him, when they say they preached him, that means they was getting into the law. The law is the book of Moses, is the book of law. When you get into from Genesis to Deuteronomy, that is Moses, right? So that's what it's talking about when it says it says old time having every city them that preached him. So they preaching Moses, meaning they preaching the law. So when it says being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day, so our mighty brothers, they would go into the synagogues every Sabbath day and preach the law of Moses. And that's what we do on the highways and byways too as well. When we go out and street teach, we teaching the law of Moses. We doing the same thing that they was doing. We get into the law, right? We telling our people things that they can and cannot do according to the law. So this is why I decided through the Spirit to start doing this, man. Just because you can't never get in the law too much. You can't never read the law too much, man. Because that's what we're gonna get judged by. We're gonna get judged by our faith that we believe, and also our works. Did we keep what was in this Bible? Did we keep what the law say? And you have, you have a lot of people say, matter of fact, let me get this one first, and I'll bring out what I'm finna say. Luke 4:16. He came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read. Right, so that's what our forefathers would do, man. Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. They would go into the synagogues where our people dwelt on the Sabbath day and read. Because people got to understand this. People say, hold up, excuse me real quick. People say that people, when you bring up stuff in the Old Testament, they'll be like, well, that's the Old Testament. But when you truly think about it, when you read the New Testament, what was these people reading? Because the New Testament wasn't written yet when these men was on the earth. So when it says he stood up and read, what was he reading? He was reading out the Old Testament. So that means they were still living by the Old Testament. They were still keeping the laws of God, because the New Testament wasn't written yet. So when they was reading out, when they was going in these synagogues and reading out the Bible, they was reading the Old Testament that people say you ain't got to worry about no more. That was the old covenant. You ain't got to worry about that no more. That's false, because Christ himself was teaching out the Old Testament. You see what I'm saying? So, and let me get this verse right here, because people like to say, well, the law is done away with. Christ came and done away with the law. You ain't got to keep the law of Moses no more. That's what a lot of people say. You ain't got to keep the law of Moses no more. When you get Matthew 5:17 through 18. It says, "For verily," this is Christ speaking, "think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets." So Christ said, my duty on this, my mission on earth is not to destroy the prophets. That's why you still see us on the streets teaching. This is why you see the law is still in full effect. He didn't come to destroy the law. He didn't come to mess with nothing. The law. He didn't come to take away from the law. He didn't come away to preach against the law. He just said, this is his own words. He said, "Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." So we're gonna touch on that. What he talking about? When he said he didn't come to destroy the law, but he came to fulfill. "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled." So we know heaven and earth has not passed. And so he say he didn't come to destroy the law. So if he didn't come to destroy the law, that means that you still got to keep the law of Moses. And then it says he didn't come to destroy but to fulfill. So what did he come to fulfill? Well, when you read Luke 24 and 44, this is what he came to fulfill. "And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you, which I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled." And this is what the Bible means when it says precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. This is what we doing. We reading a verse, we're going to another verse that match up with the other verse. See, the Bible is kind of like a puzzle. You have all these different verses, they match up with each other. So this is how we know what he came to fulfill when you read Matthew 5 and 17. "Which I was yet," when it said with you, "that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me." So he came to fulfill what was written of him, because you had prophets of the Old Testament was already prophesying a Messiah, a person from the seed line of David to come and rule over Israel. It was already prophesied of a king. That's why Herod wanted to kill Yahweh Shai when he was a baby, because he already knew what it was. He already knew that he was prophesied to save Israel. So he came to fulfill he came to fulfill what was written of him in his Bible. He didn't come to fulfill the law in the sense of you ain't got to keep it no more. I done died for your sins, so that means you ain't got to keep the law no more. You can do whatever you want to do. You only got to keep the 2 commandments. You only got to keep... No, he came to fulfill what was written, what was spoken of him. He came to show you that this Bible, because he came to basically make this Bible true. He came because you had prophets, like I said, it was already prophesying that a Messiah was going to come from the line of David. So he had to fulfill what was written of him, like line by line, like exactly what the Bible say, that he was going to die the way he died. He was going to be betrayed. He had to fulfill these things that was written of him. That's what he came to fulfill. He didn't come and take away the law. Christ kept the law. It's tell you that he kept the Sabbath day. You see what I'm saying? That's part of the law. That's part of the 10 Commandments. He kept the Sabbath day. So, excuse me. So now, when you get into the law, right now, let me get Exodus 20. I'm gonna start off with the first one. I'm gonna touch on that just a little bit. Exodus 20 and the first commandment, that's part of the 10. Number 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me. So this is the first commandment. See, a lot of people don't really know the 10 commandments. That's why it's good to, to get into our law, man, because this law was written for the Israelites, for us. It was made to govern us as a people, man. So we have to know the things that the Lord require of us, as a people. So when you read, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now, see, a lot of people read this and they think of just making a idol. Like when Israel made a golden calf, when you read the book of Exodus, right? when Israel made a golden calf and they worshipped it, that is an idol. That is a other god. See, they were worshiping it, but that's not the only form of serving the other god. When you think about basically when it says thou shalt have no other gods before me, a god can be anything that you make it, anything that you put above the Most High is your god. See, a lot of people wake up. A lot of people wake up and the first thing they do is get on social media. They get on Instagram. That's the first thing they do. They touch their phone. They don't pray to the Most High. They don't pray throughout the day. See, a lot of people's gods can be their phone, man. A lot of people gods can be money. See, people love money. People worship money. A lot of people will do anything for the bag. They'll sacrifice family members. They'll break the Sabbath day to get a bag. So it's a lot of people worship, especially in this generation. They always talk about money. I need to get a bag. I need to get a bag. If you ain't talking about money, I don't want to talk. A lot of people gods is money. Like some people God is their woman and their husbands. They worship them. They focus on, they meditate every day on how to please their spouse. That's the only thing they worry about is women. Only thing women worry about is I need a husband. But they don't really focus on the Most High God like that. Hey, people idols can be celebrities. People put these celebrities above the Most High God. They go watch these celebrities at a concert. Right? They be the first ones that you have people dressed like, I know it's a thing down here in the South. People love dressing like NBA Youngboy. The brothers love dressing like him. They love it's a certain way that he stand that they be trying to stand like. Hold on. Let me turn my alarm off. Is it on? Yep, it's a spirit. So it's a lot of people that worship these celebrities, man. They acting like these celebrities know them. They defend these celebrities like these celebrities know them. Some people want to fight you just because you speak against their favorite rapper. Oh, bro, you ain't gonna speak about you ain't gonna speak about Lil Baby like that, bro. Stop talking, bro. Look, man, you is not part of 4PF. Lil Baby don't know you, bro. I seen Lil Baby in the store the other day. I know Sid. I know all them. I'm talking about like they go hard for these celebrities. That's their idol. A lot of people worship Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders, the brothers that's at Colorado. People worship them, want to be them. So it's like anything that you put before the Most High God is your idol. Anything you go to when you depressed and distressed, and when you going through it, you're supposed to turn to the Most High God. But a lot of people turn to other things like weed. Weed is a lot of people idol. They worship weed. They smoke weed every day. They can't focus without weed. They idolize it. They need weed to make them feel good. That's an idol. That is an idol. Anything that you put above the Father and you give your time and focus to above Him can turn into an idol. The Lord said this. It's very important. See, you don't want to play that. You don't want to play with the Lord. Because the Lord is a jealous God. When you read Exodus 34:14, for thou shalt worship no other gods, for the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous God. See, the Most High God is a very, very jealous God. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? We should, like, He done got us. If anybody know about the Israelites and read about the Israelites, he got us through so much stuff, and all our forefathers and foremothers wanted to do was turn to idols. They was quick to serve the other gods of the other nations. And that Most High God is a jealous God. You don't want to put nothing above the Most High God, man, because He will punish you for that. He is capable to kill you if you have an idol or something above Him. So having a God, another God before Him. I mean, having another God is not just talking about you making a statue and you bowing down to it and worshiping it. That's not the only form of you having another God. It can be anything. See, in America, in this world, it's so slick. Satan is so crafty that A lot of people idolize stuff that they're not even realizing that they idolizing. A lot of people spend their time on damn politics. That's all they do, be on their TV watching Donald Trump. Watching what Joe Biden finna say. Or just watching. That's all they do. They worried about politics and they always want to talk about that. That's your idol, man. People idolize jewelry, chains, Jordans, phones, technology. There's nothing wrong with those things, but don't put those things above the Lord. Like if it's to the point where you focusing more on that and you're not even reading, you're not even studying, you're not giving the Lord none of your time, but you giving all the other stuff your time. Excuse me. You giving all the other stuff your time though. But when it comes to the Most High God, I get to it. I get to it later. I got plenty of time to get to it. I need to focus on getting this bag first. Then I focus on that. Let me focus on getting this bag first. Then I turn to the Lord. The Lord ain't dealing with that. When you read 1 Samuel 2:6, the Lord killeth, and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bring up. So the Most High God, bro, he do. Every time I read this, it reminds me of this man right here. And I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a long time. So I just remember this man. His name was, I think it's Mortal Kombat. I think his name was Shang Tsung. Yeah. I think that was, every time I read that, when it said the Lord killeth them and maketh alive, and when I read Matthew 10:28, when it says he have power to kill your body and your soul, it reminds, and this is where they get this stuff from. If anybody watched Mortal Kombat, I used to play Mortal Kombat. This man right here named Shang, I think his name was Shang Tsung. I think he was literally taking people's souls, bro. That was like his fatality. He'd take your soul, bro, from off. He'd take your soul from literally out your body, bro. And every time I read that verse, it might remind me of Shang Tsung, like, bro, the Most High ain't nothing to play with. If you watch Mortal Kombat, excuse me, especially with the Mortal Kombat movie, and they have many of them, but I'm talking about this one right here. I think it was the one with, which Mortal Kombat movie was that with? It's the older one. I want to say with, was it 95? Did that come out in 95? Yeah, the one in 95. This the one I had. I had the DVD. I think it was 2 of them. I used to watch this movie all the time when I was younger, like, which I don't know where I got the movies from, but I just know I used to watch this one right here. And I think Liu Kang at the end of the movie, Liu Kang and Shang Tsung had to fight. That was one of Liu Kang's, and that's Shang Tsung right there. That was one of Liu Kang's hardest fights. To my brother, I think bro actually killed his Liu Kang brother. He took his soul. He said, "Your soul is mine." That's what he used to say in that movie. He said, "Your soul is mine." He'll take their soul. So that's the Yahweh Shai. I mean, Yahweh, he'll do the same thing. He is capable to take your soul from out your body, bro, and throw it into a lake of fire and have you burning for eternity, man. You know, so definitely the first commandment of the 10, definitely don't have no other gods before the Lord, and examine yourself, man. If you giving it something more time than you do the Lord, and you gotta correct that, because that's 9 times out of 10 that is an idol in your life. And you gotta correct that before it's too late. Right. So with that, is the Sabbath class. Right now I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I say Shalom.